Hello, my name is CJ, and I have a high school resource for you today. And as I come across these resources, I want to share them with you. I've had so many people that say there is not a lot of high school resources out there on social media. And so I want to share several resources with you so that you can just have them for one, and also see which one of the resources is going to suit your needs. I have a similar resource to this one. This is called Homeschooling High School with College in Mind by Betsy Sproger. And I have a similar book, but I like to have multiple resources on hand so that I can use them as a reference. And that is the purpose of me sharing this one with you today. So if you have been here for a while and you've seen prior videos that are similar to this, know that that is my reasoning why. I want you to have the resources, and then you can choose to see which one is going to be best suited for you. And one of the main things that I really like about this book are the documents and the forms. I like how simple they are laid out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera around and walk you through this. The table of contents begins with Chapter 1, Skipping Public School All the Way to College. Chapter 2, 101 Reasons to Homeschool High School. And Chapter 3, Researching College and Getting Started. Chapter 4 talks about planning high school with college in mind. Chapter 5, Choosing Your High School Curriculum. Chapter 6, 3 Ways to High School Credit. Chapter 7 is all about transcripts. Chapter 8, High School Electives, Activities. And Chapter 9, Creating Your Own Homemade Courses. Chapter 10 talks about writing a winning college essay. The next chapter, Course Descriptions, Reference Letters. Chapter 12, The Common Application. Chapter 13, Preparing Your Teen for College Writing. And then we talk about SATs, ACTs, scholarships in the next few chapters, and then those other questions that you get from everyone else in Chapter 16. Chapter 17 says, Don't forget the fun. And then there is an appendix with downloadable planning forms. In Chapter 2, 101 Reasons to Homeschool High School. And one of the reasons is that you can help your teen choose their curriculum and the activities that are of interest to them. And you would also be able to watch them as they learn and develop into their own individual. Another one listed was to allow your teen to mature at their own pace and also allow them to dive even deeper into whatever subject matter is of interest to them. I also enjoyed this one. Number 53 says they could use online sources, textbooks, living literature. They can do hands-on classes, whatever is going to work for them best. I thought this page was very handy. It is a page of sample admission requirements, and it has a state university, a private Christian college, an Ivy University, and then it has some other homeschool requirements on the next page. And I just like how it was laid out so you can see what different requirements would be at different colleges. Here we have a suggested 4-year high school plan, so that's always a handy tool to have. And now that we have an idea that our child is going to go to college, perhaps, how do we choose a curriculum with college in mind? And so this section, Chapter 5, talks about how as homeschoolers, it's important to do the research and pick out curricula each and every year based off of your child's learning style and what they may need for college. So this is a very, very handy chapter. I'm pointing out some suggestions here of different curriculum that you would think about for different subjects. Chapter 6 talks about credits and how you can obtain credits. So, one method is called the textbook method, and that's where your child has been working in a textbook or some sort of online program and they have earned a credit. Another idea is the hours method, and that's counting a certain amount of hours that would equal a credit, similar to what they do in high schools. One credit is usually between 120 to 180 hours of work. So that's listed here and it explains it in detail. And then lastly, the mastery method, and that is mastering a concept over a certain period of time. So again, another handy resource for you. And then the ever so popular transcript question. So chapter 7 just gives you all the information that you need. Just note that homeschool transcripts are widely accepted by colleges all around the US. And so this chapter gives you all of the ins on what the colleges want to see. And as a side note, the ebook of this book is always free to read on Amazon Prime, and it has a sample transcript information, and a form which can be printed out easily. That ebook is on sale through November 15th, 2025 at the price of $2.99. Sometimes you can get stumped on thinking about or choosing a high school elective with your teens. So this has a lot of ideas for you: archaeology, art appreciation, automotive repair, coding, choir, cheer class, theater, business, math, book club, Boy Scouts, blogging, all sorts of fun ideas. I do like this other section, chapter 9, making your own homemade courses. I did that with my 7th grader, actually. She was interested in baking, and we turned that into a science class. And so if you're interested in hearing about that, let me know below. But this is a good idea. Why not just create your own course? And there's some input and some guidelines on how to do that here. And then we have writing a winning college essay. And that, my friend, that could be a whole lecture class in and of itself. So there's some guidelines here for that. Not all colleges ask for course descriptions. However, if needed, there is a chapter on that, chapter 11. Have you heard about the common application? Okay, it is a whole thing, and it is listed here in chapter 12. And there is a guideline that can help you. Just skipping over a few chapters here, I want to just share with you some of those other questions from others, right? So what if somebody asks you about a learning gap? Or what do you say about meeting your individual homeschooler's needs as a high schooler? And I just thought this was just a fun addition to the book. So there are some other questions in here that would be good for you to read over. And then the star of the show, what I really, really, really enjoy are these documents. They are simple to use. I like how much space there is to write, and if you make a mistake, you erase it, and you still have room to put stickers if you want, and little check marks and whatever it is. Use color coordination. I just like how simple they are to fill out and self-explanatory. So these documents are just one of the strongest points I feel in the book, not to discredit any of the information, all the research that went into everything else. I've just seen some documents and forms just are so, there's just too many things on them. And I just like how this is not a bunch of busy work. It is just handy, simple to use, and to the point. I invite you to check out BJ's Homeschool. Homeschooling.com, the website of the author, Betsy Sproger, and I also encourage you to join her Facebook page. I'll list that in the description box. She also has a Pinterest page, so that would be cool to check her out on Pinterest for encouragement and college resources, etc. And thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, you just might enjoy this next one.